Let's go to the city of Marquette in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. We'll check out all of the really cool things to see, take you to the best restaurants, find the best desserts. We'll go on the most beautiful hikes with the most beautiful view. There are so many interesting and different things in Marquette, including this really cool sculpture park that the kids loved playing on. Let's go.
Welcome to VO's Travel. Where to go and what to see with kids.
Marquette is located in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. A fun fact, if you live in the UP, you're considered a Uper. To get to the UP, you either need to come up through Wisconsin or up through the Mackinac Bridge. For this trip, we went up to Marquette during the fall season, and it was so beautiful. It was a little chilly, but well worth the time seeing the beautiful colors there. First thing we do is usually hit up the gift shops, and you will find most of those on Front Street and Washington Street. After a little shopping, we decided that it was lunchtime, and the place that we found that we really loved was Portside Inn. It was a quaint little mom and pop restaurant that was so cozy and a nice warm place to check out after we were a little chilly walking around outside for about an hour or so during our shopping. We went in and got seated right away. They took us to a quaint little table in the back right past the fireplace that was roaring. We tried a few different items and we loved everything that we got. They had the most amazing French onion soup. We had their fish and chips with amazing tartar sauce, and their breadsticks were to die for. You have to check out both of those sauces. Next door was Babycakes, and it looked absolutely adorable. We were not ready for a sweet treat yet, but I highly recommend checking out Babycakes if you're looking for dessert. We did find another dessert place later on, and I'll tell you about that when we get there, but they had amazing pastries, just desserts that were to die for. I highly recommend Babycakes. But the place that we ended up going with for dessert was Donker's, and it was delicious. It's kind of like an old school candy shop and soda shop. We got milkshakes and ice cream, and they were delicious. Next is something super special and really unique to Marquette are their Ore docks, O-R-E docks. One of them is close to downtown, so if you are downtown shopping or at restaurants, just turn and start walking straight to the water and you will see the Ore dock that is not currently in use. This is just an older one that is not used anymore, but it makes for great photo opportunities and it's just a really cool spectacle to see. It is absolutely humongous and used to play a big role in Marquette's iron ore trade. So make sure you walk down to the water and check it out. So there's one really cool thing about Marquette. There is not one ore dock, there are two ore docks. If you head just a little bit further north of downtown, just south of Presque Isle Park is the second ore dock, and that one is actually in use. We were lucky enough to see a barge either unloading or loading ore on this ore dock, and it was a really cool spectacle to see. There was a nice parking lot at the first ore dock, but there's not really anything near this second one. But you can park just alongside of the street and walk up to the little beachy area, I guess you would call it, to stand on and watch the ships come in and out on this ore dock. The next thing you need to do is to hike on Sugarloaf Mountain, and oh my word, the views up here were absolutely beautiful. We went in mid-October, and the leaves were at their peak, and we just couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. The hike itself took about 20 to 25 minutes to get up to the top, and then we spent at least a good half hour up there looking around, catching the sights and the views, and then about another 20 minutes down the mountain back to our car. So we were there for maybe an hour and 15 minutes or so total. You could obviously spend more or less time at the top, and just FYI, there are a few stairs to do, but not many. The next thing you need to do in Marquette is visit Presque Isle. It is a beautiful piece of land, and as you can see here, there is an outline of a road that you can drive all around the entire piece of property. You can also park like we did at the very beginning and watch these humongous waves crash against the channel. We did get back in the car and did the big loop drive, and it only took maybe 15 minutes or so. We were surprised in October, though, to see surfers out in Lake Superior. Check out those waves. Driving that loop at Presque Isle Park was really beautiful, and I highly recommend you check it out too. So after a full day, it was time for dinner, and we chose Mexican at La Katrina. It was a typical, authentic Mexican restaurant, It had the normal Mexican vibe and decorations, but the food was spectacular. They had some really cool lights in there, as you can see too, and the bar area was pretty cool too. We had tacos that were absolutely delicious. We did tacos de carne asada, and my husband had enchiladas, and everything that we ordered was spectacular. Now, the last thing you need to do in Marquette is visit Lakenenland. This is a man's personal private property, but he lets anybody drive on it, and there is no charge whatsoever. He has created dozens and dozens of sculptures that he has put out on his land, and you can check them out for free. He does take a donation, but kids can climb on them and check them out, and it is so much fun. That about does it for Marquette, Michigan. We hope that you love the UP as much as we do, and we fell in love with Marquette, and I hope you do as well. I hope you have a blast, and as always, I hope that you remember to choose joy and take all of the pictures.